Hello, I'm Soap, and here's everything you need to know about the Reef Refresh update. Okay, codes. The first code is Reef Refresh, no spaces, and capital for Reef and Refresh. And you'll get 2,500 pearls. The second code is Summer Splash, again, no spaces and capitals for Summer and Splash, and you'll get a Summer Splash tail. Okay, tutorial. This is good for new players. A little bit annoying for old players considering it'll make you wear a default outfit, but you do need to complete this to get a personal cove, which aren't available yet. Don't leave midway through like I did, because otherwise you'll stop doing the tutorial. But not gonna lie, it tells you exactly like how to play the game, so it's very useful if you're a new player. And it's also nice because you get to interact with Samata. She was in the game, but she wasn't really an interactable NPC before the re-release. Okay, the location of the fish eggs. If you're a new player, that's 3 tails you can find around the map. So start by teleporting to the seagrass meadows. One is straightforward and it's in an open clam. And then if you go further towards the edge near some pink flowers, there's another egg. Then you want to turn around completely and head towards the animal hospital, and there should be one up on like the lily pad looking thing. And there's another to the right of the hospital. I realise this is a bad order, but this is the way I found them when I was live streaming. So if you go back to the edge of the seagrass meadows, you should find a cave, and there's an egg to the right of the entrance. Then enter the cave and go towards a left path, and there should be an egg above a pot. Those are the only fish eggs I could find. There might be more, but I've played quite a bit and I couldn't find anything else. But if you found any other fish eggs, please mention it in the comments and I'll pin it. Now we're going to talk about all the quests. The beginner quests are Golds, Florians, and Willows. So I'm just going to do it in order in which they appear. For Gold, you need to complete 15 of her quests. If you've played before the re-release, then it's just all the same animal helping quests. So you probably don't need tips and tricks if you played the game for a long time before. Her quests refresh like every 2 minutes. I mean, she gets new ones, they don't completely change. Which is new because before we only had daily quests from her, and she only appeared during the daytime, but now she's in the same place all day round. I mean, in-game day, obviously. If you get lost, you can click track to locate the quests, and sometimes this teleports you, sometimes it shows an arrow to you. But it's quite straightforward. But here's some tips about the specific quests she gives you. For the seaweed quest, just to always collect seaweed even if you don't have the quest, because it doesn't matter if you collect the seaweed during the quest, you just need to have 10 seaweed in your inventory for the quest to be valid. For quests in the seagrass meadows, such as the pufferfish ones and the crabsworth one, you want to use the fast travel fish when you click F, or on mobile you click the hand button above the F symbol, not the F symbol, just because it makes it faster to do these quests. For family reunions, the octopus babies are in a specific place. So here's the location for the blue one. One is near this pillar. A pink octopus has one. Perio has one. The urchin guy has one. For the pink octopus, one is near gold. One is in a clam. One is far to the left from behind the mother on a flat pink coral. It's harder to describe these ones, so. And one's even further on a yellow coral. I don't even know the orientation because I found this hard to find when I was streaming. For the pufferfish minigame, you want to collect all the stones and put them on the sand pile, and if it's complete it should be a full circle. The stones have pink lights, so they're pretty easy to locate, but again this is a minigame we've had for a while. For the crabsworth minigame, find his fish friend, which he also has a pink light to locate him, and guide him to the crab. Again, always in the same place. Crabbington is in the clam in the seagrass meadows, and the fish is towards the edge. The first few rewards are the sandy tails. I don't remember the other word, but the tail that gold wears. and accessories, for example the top she wears, which you probably already have if you're an OG player because you could have just bought it in the shop beforehand. A lot of the initial rewards are rewards you would have already gotten if you played before, but there are new rewards as well. It's just harder to get to that at higher levels. So I can't really give examples for that because the update hasn't been out for very long. Okay, let's talk about the second quest, the Florian quest. The main objective is to help 15 animals in the hospital. You can basically just ask Florian how to do this minigame, and then he literally tells you how to do it. The sparkle icon is for purifying. The drop icon is for extracting. The hammer is for crushing. For me, I generally try to get all the ingredients at one time rather than giving one to the patient at a time. Avoid playing this minigame with other people. One, it's stressful and they might get mad at you for stealing their rewards, and they might do it wrong and you might do it wrong if you're trying to treat the same patient. I'm not sure if this is a problem on PC, but you have to be careful where your mouse is, or whether for mobile and tablet there's a fish icon, and you want that to be hovering over the item you want to pick up or the station you want to work at, because otherwise you might accidentally click on something incorrect, for example putting stuff in the bin, which is something I did so many times. Prioritize fatal patients because they might die. I'm not sure if there's any consequences for that because I've never let any of them die. You can tell they're fatal because they have a timer above their head, but if they don't have a timer, it doesn't matter how long you take. For the purifying, it's basically a melody minigame. You want to hit the little O symbols when the notes are in the circle, not when they're in sight. You can also just practice this skill with Willow. I mean, later on, because she's in the next quest, because her minigame is the same as this one. Don't carry multiple raw ingredients when you're trying to if they require different actions, because you might put the wrong one in there and then it'll take a while to put them in the trash. If you give the wrong ingredient to an animal, there's no second chances, so just try not to do that. The rewards are the ringed warrior tails, which again, if you're an OG player, you'll probably already have the bronze, silver and gold one, but there are also 3 new ones, and you also get new accessories for going up levels. Okay, quest 3. Purify 5 whale monuments. It's the same minigame as purifying ingredients. Again, click in the center of the circle, and you want to get 15 good notes, and there's more than 15 notes in this minigame, so there's a bit of room for failure. The locations of the whale monuments are tracked, so it shouldn't be that hard to find them. This one is quite straightforward. On to the non-beginner quests, which honestly are pretty easy to do. So, Echo's quest. You want to craft 4 items. If you're an OG player, just craft pearls. This requires shells. If you're like me, you've already crafted everything, so it's just best not to craft anything you already have. But if you're new, or you haven't crafted everything, just find crafting ingredients like shells, coral, and seaweed, which you can find around the map. But crafting also requires pearls, so try to do some cheaper crafting if you're new. And you can now access Echo at all times of the day, not just at night time, so you don't have to wait to craft anymore. But yeah, it's pretty simple, but I guess it could be harder for new players since they don't really have many pearls or many crafting ingredients. Petros' quest. Again, this is straightforward, you don't actually have to really do anything, but it does require pearls, so that's why it's not recommended for new players. You only need to upgrade the shrine 3 times. The time periods get longer every time, and it gets more expensive every time, but I wouldn't say it's extortionate. It never really gets that expensive. The last payment I did was 4,000 pearls, and it was for 24 hours. The time is ridiculous, but the price isn't. You only need to upgrade it 3 times to get the rewards from this quest. Okay, Dasha's quest. You just need to do 15 minigames. Here's how to do the 4 minigames. Perio's minigame it requires 100 pearls. You have to memorize the drum pattern he does, and repeat the colours using your song. And this refreshes every 1 minute, so you can't just do it straight after each other. Urchin Man's minigame is a memory card game. There is limited time and also limited turns. This costs nothing, but you don't gain any XP. It still counts as a minigame towards Dasha's quest though, so. The Catfishes minigame is kind of a swapping cups minigame, but with crabs. So you just want to follow the crab with your finger, and you need to get all 3 rounds correct to get the XP, but otherwise you still get pearls, and obviously it still counts towards Dasha's quest. This one I can't remember the name of, so I call it gambling. I don't really have a technique for this, but it doesn't cost anything. Don't get greedy and bank after like 2 successes. I've only ever gotten to 1 success, so you'd be lucky then. All of the minigames have a 1 minute like refresh period, except from the Urchin Man, which I'm pretty sure you can do straight after each other. The reward for this quest are sand tokens, which can be used for buying emotes. There's no new emotes, so if you've already got all the emotes, this probably isn't worth doing unless you want to level up the region to talk to Dasha about stuff. Okay, let's talk about the shrine. There's only 1 option for going to the shrine now. There used to be 2 options. One was 500 pearls, one was 250 pearls. But now you have to pay 750 pearls, and there's 12-minute refresh period, so you can just every 12 minutes. The main tails are the new Sea Angel tails, but you can also get like old Halloween tails, which used to be gone. So I'm glad they're bringing back some of them which you can't get at the moment. To expand / rebuild the shrine, you want to pay pearls to Petros. Like I said earlier, the time periods get longer. I'm not sure when it gets completed because I only got to level 8 because my last period was literally a day long. So it wouldn't have been possible to do all the shrine rebuilds before putting out this video, so I can't really tell you what the whole thing looks like. I'm pretty sure all the new tails can be bought here, but here's ones that I know for certain can be found in the shrine. Shimmering Fantasy, Moonlit Air, Preserved Bone, which was a limited Halloween one, Celestial Cetizy, Flying Fish, Parrotfish, Tide Swimmer, Fallen Warrior, Fateful Wish, and Night Ray Fragments. Okay, let's talk about new tails and, well, other new dress-up features. So there's new body features, which I'm excited about because I love the elf ears. There's 5 new ears. There's 1 new hand, which is realistic, unlike the Roblox hands we have currently. There's 5 new markings, including vitiligo and top surgery scars. 5 new heads, not including the invisible head you can buy from the hermit crab shop, which you can find at the spawn. 5 new hand accessories, there's some new heads. There's 7 new faces. And all of this is in the main shop. Originally you could buy all the new tails from the shop, but now you can just get them from the shrine. But here's some of the new tails that have come out with this update. Deep Hue, Moray Eel, Bluefish, Flame Angel, Summer Splash, Splendid Perch, and Triggerfish. Okay, let's talk about the new Tidal Chorus. So there's 50 new prizes if you don't have VIP. If you want to get 100 prizes, buy VIP. But yeah, most of the prizes are pearls, that's typical. You need 200 XP to level up to get each prize. And I'll get onto how to maximize your XP farming later. But you can now see the prizes by hovering over them, so now you don't actually have to get them to know what they are, which I think is interesting. So if you want to know the prizes, just go look for them for yourself. This was useful for me because I didn't have to get all the levels before making a video on it. But yeah, that's pretty simple. They do this every update. Okay, let's talk about the map and where to find things. There's a new map feature, so it tells you like what area you're in, and we're not like in one whole like open map now, so there's just like areas you can teleport to. You can still swim to all the areas, there's just like barriers you have to go through. So sometimes if the teleport function doesn't work near the barriers, you kind of have to just ram into it by spamming the jump button. This kind of happens often, but it might just be a me problem. But even if that doesn't work, you can teleport to the maps actually just using the map and clicking teleport. The Coral Reef is where spawn and gold is. The Opaline Plaza is where Dasha and the minigames are. The Shrine is where Petros and obviously the Shrine is. The Whalesong Cove is where Willow and the Prime Guardian Whale is, as well as the Battle Arena where you fight Viscoria. The Seagrass Meadows is where Florian is, as well as the hospital. The Siren's Cove is where Echo/Crafting is. Some of the names it doesn't fully show on mobile, so it's a little bit annoying. So Concerto is where the stingrays that give you XP are. If you're looking for crafting ingredients, which are like seaweed, coral, shells, these will only really be available in 3 areas. The Cadence Opaline Plaza, and the Coral Reef. There are also like multiple cave systems, and all the places do link up through like portals, and sometimes you can just swim through. I think they're pretty straightforward and you can find them for yourselves. You can also level up these areas, but to do this you have to level up the quests of the specific like NPC in that area, and some of these areas like Cadence is a sub area to the Coral Reef, so that levels up as the Coral Reef levels up and you level up with gold. So I hope that makes sense. If you get lost, you can just teleport using the map or return to spawn by using the settings like we used to. Okay, let's talk about patrolling the guiding flow. This is a minigame you do with the whale. For me, sometimes this minigame doesn't work, so I don't really have much experience. But to do this, you want to blow the mammalian horn, or you ask Willow to blow the whale horn for you. You'll be shown some options, and you want to click patrolling the guiding flow for this minigame. And then there'll be hardness options. I've only ever done medium or easy, and I'm not sure if I've ever completed it properly, because again, this minigame sometimes is very iffy for me. So once you're in the minigame, there'll be 4 letters, A, W, S, D, so that's pretty classic, probably really easy on the PC, but they're just down there on the iPad, on mobile, so it isn't that hard either. So you only want to tap the letter when the ring becomes small enough and when it turns white. Don't click it when it's not white, even if you see the even if you see the letter on the screen. You're not meant to tap it until it goes white. Sometimes you have to hold down on the letters, but only do that when there's a bar below the ring, otherwise just click it once. But yeah, that's pretty much how you do that. Okay, the best ways to get XP. Here's a classic. Collect pearls. You only get 1 XP per pearl, but you get pearls if you get pearls. Yeah, I mean, just generally collect pearls every time you see them, but I wouldn't do this as an XP farming way, but I would make a habit out of it if you want to actually keep being rich. Concerto rays. They're the stingrays in the Concerto area, which you want to ride them, and then they go down the path and pop these bubbles for you, which is kind of cool back to the old popping bubble minigame. But the XP you get for this is pretty low, and they can be quite slow. To speed them up, you can sprint with them, and there's like 3 sprint bars, but it refills pretty quickly. But you don't want to sprint if you're too close to a bubble, because you'll go through it without claiming it. And if your stingray is on a path which has no bubbles, you can switch lanes. So that's a good way to AFK farm or like lazy farm, because you can just like switch lanes and do all that, but it generally isn't that good because you get a low amount of XP. You can get like 1 XP. The most I've ever got is 10, but I've only got 10 once. You typically get from 1 to 4 XP from popping a bubble, which isn't that good. You also get XP from Gold's Quest, and they range from like 3 XP to 10 XP, which is a lot better than the Stingray. But again, they take like 2 minutes to refresh, so sometimes if you're too quick, you have to wait a bit to get more quests from her. Dasha's minigames. There's only 2 of Dasha's minigames that give you XP. One's with Perio, which gives you 5 XP. The downside to this is that it has a price of 100 pearls. Me personally, that's not that many pearls, but like eventually it's gonna take a toll. And then you get 15 XP for doing the catfish like swapping cups game, but that's only if you're successful. You get 5 XP even if you fail on Perio, that's the thing. But you have to do all 3 rounds of the catfish minigame to get 15 XP. It's not particularly hard, but yeah, if you fail it, you do waste a whole minute. The downside to doing this for XP farming, even though it gives you quite high amount of XP, it gets really boring quickly. I find it much easier to do Gold's quests. I see a lot of people always doing the hospital, but I've just got to say you get no XP at all. The only prizes you get from that are pearls, which isn't that bad, and whatever Florian gives you, but you have to like help an extortionate amount of animals to get a prize from them. So basically, you don't do that for farming, just do that to level up the region. Okay, let's talk about lore, or where to find lore. I'm not going to spoil anything, I'm just going to say where stuff is so you can find it for yourself. So generally, just chat with the NPCs. They'll tell you a lot about themselves and their origins and all that, and about the places they're in. The more levels you get in their area, the more the chat options you get. So yeah, read all the whale monuments. So after you purify all of them, you can read them, and it's all about the whale guardian sisters. So there's a lot of lore surrounding that. And instead of controlling the guiding flow, you have an option to swim with the Whale Guardian, and when you do this, you will be able to talk to Whale Guardian. But again, you have to level up in that region to get more talking options, so you need to get better at your whale song. There's also lore in the area descriptions. Generally exploring is also a good thing to do because it's like environmental storytelling. You can tell there was an old civilization here if you explore. There's also a bit of lore in the tutorial, kind of. That's more like kind of like a justification of why we don't have any memories and us being like new to the isle. One of the Mermaid Isle devs commented on one of my live streams and said that the Mermaid Isle lore is still the same as it was before. They're just gonna add the scrolls in later. I will do a lore hunting stream soon, like pretty soon. I want to stream Mermaid Isle again because I'm quite obsessed at the moment. So, okay, here's my conclusion. I've definitely missed something. Like, I definitely missed a bunch of things. But like, yeah, it would be impossible for me to complete this whole like update within a week. I've been playing a lot, but like still, I haven't found any of the discoveries, and by that I mean if you look in the map, there's you can in certain areas it says you found 0 out of whatever number of discoveries, and I think I've looked in every like nook and cranny, so I'm not sure if they're in the game or not, or if I have to like reach a certain level to do that. Again, I haven't fully completed the shrine yet or gotten all the rewards because like time. But also, there's another update coming out on the 22nd, which I assume is the next NPC, who seems to be a pop star of some sort, so we'll have more music mini-games coming soon, so I'm excited for that. Unless it's something else entirely, but anyways, I'm excited for the next update, which I think that's pretty soon for a new update to come out. If I missed anything out, feel free to comment it, and I'll like probably pin it because I want this video to kind of cover everything. So I hope this was in-depth enough, but I tried not to go too in-depth because some things I didn't mention some of the minigames because they're quite obvious. Anyways, thanks for watching, please like and subscribe.